Welcome to WrestleMan With A Podcast. I'm Dylan Shields. We talk Raw, SmackDown, wrestling news, and some fun top lists. With that being said, ring the bell.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of WrestleMan With A Podcast. This one was done very last minute because I wanted to get these two back on because they went to WrestleMania 40 in person and they deserve to share their experience and how they went. And I'm going to introduce them again. You've seen them before from the predictions episode. Matthew Warmus and Troy Sigafos are back.
Woo!
How are we doing on this Sunday night, guys?
Oh, I'm off tomorrow, so I'm having a nice drink in hand. I'm ready for this.
Nice. Matt, everything going decent? From the Wi-Fi, I guess it wasn't. But Troy, do you want to show off your Mania like posters and stuff? Because you and Matt bought a bunch of stuff.
The WrestleMania program. It's got obviously the matches and all that fun stuff. It does an entire retrospective of Mania history. And if you flip it around, it's got the Hall of Fame, which includes the entire Hall of Fame up to that point.
Yeah, when you showed me that, that was really
worth spending.
That was awesome.
Matt, do you have your cup?
I got a cup.
Hell yeah!
It's a really cool cup.
Yeah. It has like Roman, Cody, Rhea on it, Logan Paul.
I have that up somewhere up here too.
Cody, Becky, Rock, Drew, Seth, Io Sky. It's pretty cool.
That is.
I'm glad it wasn't just a green cup that had the fucking bell on it, because I probably wouldn't have bought it either.
I was really fucking thirsty when we got to the stadium, and one pop was like fucking $7. But the souvenir cup was 15, so I just was like, all right, might as well get it.
Yeah,
worth
the memories.
And I also got, this is my Cody merch right here.
Yeah, you got his dog.
Roommate. That's such an awesome shirt with Pharaoh and the American Nightmare logo. That was awesome. I appreciate my roommate Dylan for that. And Matt's light is very bright. But before we get,
I didn't know if the light was gonna be bad or not with it, but
yeah.
But before we get started on all the like actual wrestling stuff, real quickly, you two depict your experience because you only went to night one. And spoiler, they were freezing their asses off. But overall, how was the experience?
I mean, seeing a Mania live is definitely insanity to see. But yeah, I did get to a point, especially during the main event. I'm like, guys, please. I'm actually frozen in my damn chair, please. And everything's so expensive, I don't want to buy food because I don't want to spend the money. I already spent enough on merch. Like, I think I spent, with the program, the cup, and the shirt, I already spent like $90 on merch.
Whew.
So I don't want to spend any more. I did think I bought a soft pretzel because I was like, I need food. But we had a good seat. Like, I got to see almost everything. There was at our section the light that kept going off and on. Matt, you remember the
God,
kind of annoying that one. But luckily for the most part, they turned it off, so I was able to.
When they turn the lights off, Chance.
That was like this. Ah!
It was like that. Like, please. No, I spent so much on these tickets. Please, I want to see this.
That's exactly. That is the perfect example. Is this?
Like Rhea Ripley coming out, I can't see. But no, I overall, I mean, got to check that off the bucket list. But yeah, I wish I brought warmer clothes.
Matt, how about you? How was your perspective of Mania live?
So, first off, Troy said he spent $90. I know it for a fact I spent $95 because the cup was $15 and I bought 2 shirts, which were $40. So mine was a little under 100. So it was very cold. At first, it wasn't. Like at first, I think within the first like 2 matches or so, it was like fine or whatever.
Then the sun went down.
Yeah, once it got dark, it got real fucking cold.
Yeah.
It got to the point. I know Troy was just complaining about the whole main event thing where he just wants to go and all that. At that point, I didn't feel anything. In my
It was so cold. He was like, and
I mean, you guys are cold. I don't feel anything.
And keep this in mind. Me and Matt went to the bathroom at least once or twice. His roommate Dylan sat there. We got to our seats 5:30 or something. Matt, like 5:36ish.
Yeah, around there.
He did not leave the entire time. This man was glued to that chair, and I'm like, oh no, please. Even before the match started, he was like, I'm not moving. I'm like, you can have time to go to the bathroom. He's like, no. And I'm like, more power to you. That sounds like hell.
And the thing is, like, I wasn't really paying attention to him because, like, I was paying attention to the matches, but also like trying to turn my head to see what you two guys were doing, which I couldn't do it. But no, it was a very good experience. This was my first WrestleMania, and this was very, very important to me.
Oh yeah.
I've told both of you guys before, with my dad passing away in January, that this meant a lot to me because my dad got me into wrestling, and as a kid he would always just make fun of saying that we would go to WrestleMania someday. So this was very personal to me.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got to finish my story. I'm going to WrestleMania, and then Cody the next
part of your story.
His.
Yeah, I kind of saw night 2. Not gonna lie. I feel like night 2 was a better show overall than night 1.
Everyone was saying like this was the best WrestleMania that had a night 1 and night 2 because both nights were amazing. And
yeah,
last year gives it a run for its money, but it's close.
Yeah, I think the thing about last year's that brings it down was I was just kind of sad and disappointed at the end because I understand now that the story of Cody winning at 40 makes 39 sting a little less, but at the time I remember I was drinking heavily and Cody didn't win, and I'm like, I am now deflated. I'm sad.
And then you drank more.
Exactly.
Well, I felt like Cody last year at WrestleMania because I got screwed over not going to Mania, but obviously mentioned before my grandmother, more important things, but we got to watch night 2 together, which
we
was
did. And
awesome.
We saw the story being finished.
Yes, indeed.
It happened. We had a fun Logan Paul match.
Oh yeah.
Bailey got to finish her story. I mean, like, so much.
A lot of people finish their stories.
Yeah, a lot happened this Mania. I'm kind of really happy about that.
Gable didn't finish his story.
But Sammy did. Gable finished on Raw.
But before we get into the fun stuff for WWE, we got to talk about this drama over here.
Okay,
AKA, what the fuck? Another episode of What the Fuck Are You Doing, Tony Khan?
AEW.
So I need you two to talk one at a time, not everyone at the same time. I'm going to start with Troy. I need you to give your 2 cents on Tony Khan showing the footage.
So AEW, I love you. I want you to succeed. Why do you keep making the worst fucking decisions? What purpose did this actually serve? I think this was only just a rating ploy just to see if they could get more views. And apparently it did not work. And anything they showed was exactly what CM Punk said. So this makes you also look bad. Why are you going to show the shit that is actually true? Like, it's not going to, like, justify in court stuff. And I don't get it either. Because, 1, Punk's not in the company anymore. And 2, Jack Perry seems like he's not in the company either anymore. I don't know what the fucking situation with Jack Perry is. The whole scapegoat character. If he's just in New Japan now. Or if he's still, like, on loan from AEW. Because I'm, like, curious. Like, what, are they going to bring back Jack Perry? And, like, is he supposed to be a mega heel? Or is he supposed to, like, side with the Bucks? Like, how are you going to turn this into money? This seems like it's just a petty thing that they're going to do just to waste our time and just try to pop a rating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't see any benefit financially to doing this. And that's the problem now with AEW is I don't think they think financially anymore, which I think will drive them out of business very quickly.
All right, Matt. Time to give your 2 cents.
Oh, boy. Well, I could say right now, like out of us three in the group, that I probably am like one of the only sort of supporter of AEW. I mean, I'm sure you guys still watch it, but like you guys don't watch.
You watch it more than the two of us.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I don't care to watch Rampage, and hell, I ain't watch Collision.
And like with everything going on, like once it started, it was such a new concept of wrestling, and it was entertaining.
Oh,
And then WWE
yeah,
got
Matt
better.
is frozen. There you are.
Damn.
Was I frozen?
Yeah.
You were. Now you're not.
Okay. What I was saying is that that when the whole company started, it was so new and fresh, and that just pretty much, everyone was excited about it. I still was a huge fan of AEW. And then it got to the point where, like, this year, it just seems like it's just been kind of going downhill with all the stuff going on with Tony Khan, with booking decisions and just the whole CM Punk stuff. And it's just like I personally, I like Tony Khan as a person. All right. And I'm sure you guys do as a person, but like, there's a time where you have, you have to be a boss. And like hearing about this stuff, I'm just like, okay, CM Punk had the interview, and Tony Khan, when he decided to have the footage being shown, I was like thinking to myself at first, I'm like, okay, maybe they're doing it as like it was not what CM Punk was saying, and there was stuff that happened that he didn't mention. But then there's part of me is just like, this shit happened last year, and you're now just showing this because you got butt hurt over his comments. And also, I think the same episode, Will Ospreay took shots at Triple H or whatever. And it's just like, why are you doing this? And I heard Will Ospreay didn't even want to make those comments.
No. I heard the Young Bucks didn't even want to show the footage.
Yeah, Renee looked like she didn't like it when Will Ospreay said something. Tony Schiavone's face from the footage.
Tony Schiavone, I mean.
He's getting PTSD.
I mean,
WCW 1000. Oh gosh.
Yeah, but I'll give my 2 cents on this whole situation.
And Matt's gone.
Yes, but it going along with what you two say, like, yeah, what purpose does this serve? It serves no purpose. They really tried to get this to heat up Young Bucks versus FTR. I'm like, that's such a pathetic decision to try to hype it up and everything. And my thing with the whole Punk stuff, not just with Perry, but with Adam Page and the Elite, it was unprofessional for the Elite and for Jack Perry to be acting the way they did, especially Adam Page for going off script. I don't think that gave Punk the right to immediately go off on Adam Page when he came back and then start fighting people like Jack Perry. I don't think that backstage violence is the answer. You're not in the 1970s and you're Harley Race or any of these guys like, oh, we're men and we fought to settle shit. That stuff doesn't fly anymore. It doesn't fly in the media when everything gets reported. So I'm not excusing what Punk did either. I thought he was extremely unprofessional, but this was in August. It is fucking April. You're doing this just to pop a rating and it didn't work. It serves no purpose. And to me, it's disrespectful to guys like Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland and Tony Storm and then Ospreay, Monet, all these signings that work their asses off to get better in the main event level. But all that Tony cares about and all that we're talking about is this. Instead of, they have a pay-per-view this weekend, don't they? This weekend or next weekend?
Is this when Dynasty's
Dynasty?
happening? Fuck. Shit, I don't care about it at all. Oh my.
Is Dynasty Matt this weekend or next weekend?
I have no clue.
Even he don't know. That's
Danielson versus Ospreay is happening, but they're not promoting that. All Ospreay's doing is talking about Triple H.
I love how
I haven't been watching Dynamite because I have class and lab. So the only thing I could watch is Rampage and Collision, which I do watch Rampage because it's right after SmackDown. Collision,
It's at like 10 at night.
like AEW's gotten to the point where I'm just like, I'm not even watching Collision. Like I hate to say it because like I do care about it. I want, you know, everyone to have success. I'm happy that Joe's world champion and all that stuff, but you know, it's just Tony Khan's just making things worse for himself.
Like I said, disrespectful to guys like Joe and guys that work their asses off
Like,
when he's doing this stuff and it's all about Punk and Perry.
Like, it's so weird. Like, Punk is gone from AEW, yet he still is the biggest star AEW
They
has.
were chanting his name.
Yeah. He's still the biggest star that company has, unfortunately. No matter who you sign, I think Punk's lasting impact on AEW will be its downfall.
And
he
like,
got it to its top, and it will bring it down.
And like I heard from like someone else like saying like with Ospreay making those comments with the whole footage and all that, you could have had a match and showcase someone and like push someone, or you could have just started a new story. But you know, you have to focus on this. And like at this point, if Dynasty is this week, I am 100% sure one of those interviewers was going to say something to Tony Khan about those remarks. And I swear to God, if Tony Khan just says like no comment, I'm going to flip my shit off because you don't just
I've seen the memes already.
Because like everyone, like he's in the past ignored it and was just like, oh, no comment or whatever. But now he reviews the footage. If like someone asks him, like I'm hoping that someone will say, hey, when you did this, what was the point of releasing the footage? Was it to get back at CM Punk? Was it to show that you actually that he was right? Yeah, exactly. And it's just, I don't know, like I'm glad that he likes to make friendships with the talent. I'm like 100% for that. I don't think that that's an issue.
Don't creepily hug them, but yeah, make friends.
Yeah. Like I think I heard like earlier, like on the company, like he would go to like bars with someone or whatever, and they would like drink or whatever. Like that's fine. Having a good working relationship with your talent is good, and it makes them want to stay within the company. But there's times where you need to be a boss and not be a friend and just do nothing. You know, when I heard the fact that, you know, CM Punk's told Tony Khan to like, hey, you're the boss, you know, you should handle this or whatever. And, you know, Tony Khan's like, oh, what do you want me to do? What the fuck? Like,
do not own the company.
Also, life being threatened my ass. Are you kidding me? I've been in scuffles with my cousins worse than that. Like it was a shove off and my life was threatened. Like, I'm sorry, but that was a pathetic remark looking back on it by Tony to say that.
I mean, even if he did feel that way personally, for you to say that to draw away and say, oh, you know, support me and feel sad for me or whatever. It's like, dude, he was like nowhere near Tony Khan to where he could hurt him. From that,
he's being held back. Punk was being held back.
Yeah, and like from what the whole report was that like from way back when there was rumors that Tony Khan almost got into whatever, there was like boxes falling on him. That never fucking happened.
Unless they were invisible boxes, I didn't see shit.
And all he was doing, what CM Punk was saying was that, you know, you're a joke for not, you know, handling shit when it needs to be handled. And this company is shit.
And Punk's no saint in this at all, but like, he was right to say that.
I don't think fighting is always the number one thing. Anytime when someone gets physical, like I don't, you know, especially with wrestlers, like with Punk, he should have never done that fight, you know, which is the same thing that can be said about the Elite back at the other
brawl out. Yeah.
Like fighting first off, talk shit out. If you have disagreements,
Apparently they were going to. Punk wanted to have a meeting with the Elite, and the Elite refused. Apparently they refused.
And like Tony Khan couldn't get them together, and I'm like, Tony,
You're the
own
boss.
these motherfuckers. Come the fuck on.
Yeah, and like
you own this
Tony
company.
Khan needs to like say, hey, knock this shit off, make up, and go about our day. If you don't want to be friends with this person, that's fine. But you guys are working here together. You guys need to be on the same page. But no, he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, it's just a shame, but we got to get more into the positive side of things. Let's get away from that drama. Let's talk about WrestleMania. Let's talk about the company that's doing good things right now.
Actually, and it's Renaissance period, and I'm so happy. It's when AEW falls, WWE is like, all right, well, I guess we got to be good again.
But let's get into the opening match of night 1 and review it. Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I was dead wrong of what would be first on the show, thinking it'd be Jimmy J. Looking back, we'll talk about it. Thank God that wasn't first.
That match later.
But Troy, I think this was a perfect way to kick it off. What did you think of the match, the entrances, especially Rhea's entrance?
So I'm not a big Monstrous in White guy, but seeing them perform live, Rhea's theme song was pretty cool. That was pretty rad, and the match is good too. Is it the only big spot I really can remember from the match is the finish, which is the riptide into the turnbuckle. But everyone's doing turnbuckle moves this week, like this weekend. Yeah, like Rhea did it, Sammy's did it. Like a lot of people doing turnbuckle shit.
Well, there was a spot where I think Rhea had her on her shoulders. They fell out of the ring, but Rhea still held on to her and back body dropped her. I'm like, that was pretty cool.
Was that I'm trying to, because I have not rewatched Mania since I saw it live. Wasn't there like an electric chair or some shit?
Yeah, that's what it was, electric chair.
Yeah, electric chair drop.
I'm like, that was cool. Impressive.
To be fair, but the problem was with that spot, it was on the side that I couldn't see that well. So I only cared about the shit that I could see. But no, it was a solid match. I mean, I remember when we did the podcast, I was like saying Becky should win because I didn't know what Rhea was going to do. And I'm still, I'm happy Rhea won. Like, of course, love Rhea Ripley. I think she's doing like the best work she's done her entire career. I'm thankful they actually finally fucking pushed her. Cause you remember like when she won she beat Asuka at Mania and then they did nothing with her.
Yeah,
that was fucking dumb. So I'm happy that she won, but I'm still wary. We'll see where this storyline goes, like where she goes from here. But no, I mean, that was a solid opener. Like I said, did not expect that to be the opener.
Well, like I said, I think it was the perfect opener. On Raw, Liv attacked Rhea, so I feel like that's definitely Rhea's next feud. But in terms of this match, obviously the entrance with the band was awesome. I loved Becky's ring gear with parts of her book. That was pretty sick. And the crowd was into it. It was a pro Rhea crowd, which I expected. People love Tommy. People love her.
So there was
on our section, there was loud Becky sucks chants on our section. I'm like, I'm so sorry, Becky.
There was one of the girls that there was a girl that sat next to me on the opposite side of Troy. She was a huge Rhea fan. She was screaming her ass off for her entrance.
That's awesome. Got the little mommies.
What I loved about the entrance the most was the way she was announced.
Shout out to Samantha Irvin.
Oh, she did
freaking week. Wow,
what
amazing.
But I was actually meaning about the band.
Oh, Monstrous in White.
Yeah. The lead singer, he was just like, the demons in your dreams or whatever. and your mommy, Rhea Ripley. And like he was like he said it so good, and like she had just gone on the apron and did her like posing or whatever. I was like, damn, okay.
This is how we do it.
And I saw people praising him for like how he announced her, and I was like, yeah, that was pretty cool. But I was expecting the whole band to play. I heard rumors about it. So it was very good. And I think it was really good for Rhea too, because I'm sure you guys heard about the whole things that was happening backstage prior.
Oh yeah, she had a panic attack for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of what happened, I apologize. I didn't talk about this Tuesday when I was by myself, but Becky had 103 or 101 degree fever and still went through the match.
Yeah, so
Holy
someone's
shit.
sick and someone just got out of that. So I've dealt with panic attacks all my life, like a lot.
For
And
all that to be happening to them,
doing like a match like that
and
after
doing
having
that good of a
panic attack,
match, that's amazing.
Well,
That's
did you also hear about Becky's?
Yeah,
Did she have panic attack too?
She had strep throat, I think, or whatever.
that was
Strep
also
throat.
it. Yeah, strep throat.
After
Yeah,
I mean-
but like I said, a perfect opener to Mania. Definitely the right winner in Rhea. She should continue to reign as champ. Yeah, just solid all around. And yeah, so let's get into the next match here. I'm trying to remember what was this. I'm trying to remember what was the next
match.
Is it Yep, you're right. It's the ladder match
Because
for the
I
tag
said
titles. There we go.
I said that was gonna be the first match. It ended up being the second match.
Second match.
You were
I was
close. You were close.
I was dead wrong on J. Jimmy, and like I told Troy, Matt, we'll get into it. Thank God it wasn't. But this tag title match, I bet you two thought the same thing the moment those titles were split. I'm like, okay, yeah, they're going to split the titles.
Yeah.
Didn't expect it to be Theory and Waller. Well, Matt did. He got it right.
I did not expect
I'm a genius.
This man marked out so hard when they're like, oh, and I could just see him like get so happy because he got. I did not expect that those two teams, which have been jobbing and like made it look like
Poor Theory. They didn't even get to have their entrance theme when they won. They just immediately get taken out when they won.
Yeah, let's go grab the other tag title. They posed for like a minute or so, then they're like, "Oh fuck, we gotta get the other tag title."
I was so dead set on the New Catch Republic winning the SmackDown belt.
Same. But I don't mind Theory and Waller. Get some heel tag champs. But ultimately, the ultimate moment, and thank God they did it. And I know you two are popping really hard for the R-Truth hot tag. R-Truth in general. What a national treasure.
Overman that entire match.
The section we were in, we were so for R-Truth. I was like, anytime like Truth was pausing to like go up the ladder, I'm just like, climb!
We were screaming our heads off.
He's got fear of ladders.
I called the whole tag spot before it actually happened. I'm just like, oh my god, he needs to get the tag. He needs the tag.
I'm like, bullshit.
He got the tag. He's in. He's legal. And I remember everyone was just like, whenever he like was pinning them, who was he pinning? Was it Finn?
Finn, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did like a count.
No, we were just like, I was just like, and people in the car were like, 1, 2, 3.
He's giving the belt now.
We were so happy for Truth. He did it. But
but just an awesome match full of crazy spots. And like I said, the right winners in terms of the Raw tag titles. Awesome Truth winning them. It wasn't a clusterfuck. Like, it was organized spots. They did a very well job showcasing everybody.
Yeah, honestly, it was like, to me, it might have been my favorite match on night one.
Definitely one of, for me.
Yeah, that's good.
It's definitely the top 3. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still kind of debating whether or not what one was better than the other, because the main event was amazing, and then Gunther and Sammy was amazing.
Oh, we'll get to that match.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else on this match? I mean, it pretty hit it on the head. R-Truth finally gets his moment.
I love that the New Catch Republic had the botch with their lighting thing, because it still said,
oh God, yes. Oh no.
Okay. So I don't know if this happened through the TV screen, but when R-Truth and Miz were making their entrance, like R-Truth started rapping, and then all of a sudden the mic cut off. And then, like, a whole minute later, then, like, I think New Catch Republic came out or some shit.
It's weird. It was fucking weird. And we're just sitting there like...
I think it might have just been the audience, because I think we still heard it through Peacock.
Yeah, because we
it
were
might have been the stadium.
And then it stopped. No, it could have been, like, the speakers or something. But yeah. I don't know. It just, like, completely stopped. And you just see R-Truth still, like... And we're just like...
Does he
What
like?
happened?
Does he lip sync those? I thought he did them like.
If anyone
legit.
could get away with it, it's R-Truth. It's just like pretending to rap.
This man's been wrestling since like 1995, so it's fair. Also, can we just talk about DIY's amazing DX inspired attire? That was like even we could see it all the time. Like yes.
You know, another good thing that I liked was that Awesome Truth and like DIY, they were just like, "Hey, you grab one set tag titles, we grab
that was a
the
good
other."
spot.
That's what I was thinking could
I
happen.
was like, that's actually makes sense in a way. I mean, they have a mutual relationship with each other, and in this way, they both teams win or whatever. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not mad about that because that makes sense.
But
That's
then it
logic.
didn't happen, and Theory and
Yeah,
Lawler
Theory-
got him.
Yeah. How long do you think Theory and Law are gonna hold those belts? Because I'm thinking they're gonna lose them like very soon.
Either, well, here's the thing, because I'm expecting, like, the reason why I was expecting them to win the tag titles was because I feel like they're going to break up at some point. So I figured they were going to win it now or so, and then they're going to
Before they break up.
Personally, I would say SummerSlam, but there's so many like special pay-per-views they're going to with different like next pay-per-views Backlash, which is in France and all that. So like it's kind of like, ooh, what's gonna happen? Personally, here's what I think. I think at what's it called? Oh God, Clash at the Castle.
Yeah.
Where Drew's gonna have his, moment or whatever. I think maybe that would be a good way for New Cash Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate to win the tag titles over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can see that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And then what would be the pay-per-view after that? Would that be Money in the Bank or is that King of the Ring?
I think it's Money in the Bank after Clash at the Castle.
Okay.
And then it's the Bash in Berlin show, or was that SummerSlam?
SummerSlam, then Bash at the Berlin.
Fuck, this pay-per-view schedule is so much.
I could see them getting a rematch at Money in the Bank. The pay-per-view before SummerSlam, they get the rematch. And then when they lose, that's when Waller turns on Theory or Theory turns on Waller.
So you think Theory...
Personally, I think Waller should turn on Theory.
Yeah.
Waller is great at being an asshole.
He has such a punchable face.
And for Theory, it's just...
It's a boring asshole.
I don't think it's working. So like I liked him when he was in the way, when he was like stupid and all that. But like he was
big
likable.
Dumbo.
He was likable. That was the thing. So I would be up for a face turn Austin Theory. And they would be Waller versus Theory at SummerSlam.
Doesn't sound SummerSlam worthy to me, that match, but I get the story and everything.
Yeah, I mean, something for the kickoff show.
I mean, it depends. It depends on how they do it, how, it might be a special match, whatever. It could be for a title. They could lose the tag titles and, Theory could
Grayson Waller effect at SummerSlam or something.
Grayson wins the Speed Championship.
Oh, God.
No, I mean, you could say, maybe like, because right now we don't know where championships are going to go. I could see like if they wanted, if they say they had the U.S. title on that show, I could see Theory winning that title back, and then at SummerSlam be Theory versus Waller, and then Waller winning it or some shit.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can see that.
But let's stop fantasy booking here. We got to talk about Mania itself. Let's get into the next match. Yeah, it is Ray. That's the wrong thing because Dragon Lee wasn't in the match. Andrade replaced him against Dominic and Santos.
That was very.
I don't want to spend too much time talking about this match, but spend a few minutes. Basically, what I wanted to talk about was the Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson involvement.
I was going to talk about. So why? Because Kalisto hasn't turned on El Idolo. Why did they get rid of Dragon Lee in his Mania debut? I thought that was very.
Said anything.
That was so weird.
I don't know if he was injured before WrestleMania.
Did he wrestle on SmackDown? I can't remember. Did he wrestle on SmackDown, Dragon Lee?
Well, he got attacked backstage, and that's when Andrade ended up replacing him.
I know, but like it's just like, oh,
I don't know,
okay.
like what caused that to happen. Maybe, we need Andrade on Mania for some reason. I don't know.
We took him from AEW.
Charlotte Flair.
God damn it!
I knew you were going to say that.
He probably said something, and they're like, "Okay, we'll put Andrade in the car."
Suck a Dragon League.
It was still a fun match. Like I said, the Kelsey and Johnson involvements were just so funny. Them wearing masks. I knew who they were right away because I know football well and know those two players.
You just know their body types. Like once you see the Kelsey, you're like, "Yep, that's him." And when he took his shirt off, it was like posing like he was fucking Hulk Hogan.
I know there's a lot of Philly fans obviously there, but my thing is not everyone's from Philly, so the local people aren't going to get the big. They got to pop, but they're not going to. Not everyone's going to care about local people. Not everyone that goes to WrestleMania is from Philadelphia or cares about the NFL in general.
So do you want to know
Exactly.
my perspective of this?
Oh God.
So you said you knew it was Kelsey and
Lane Johnson.
Yeah. At first, when they came out, considering we were on the opposite side, I couldn't tell like how fucking jacked they were or anything like that. And I couldn't see them on the screen or whatever. And I'm just like thinking to myself, oh my God, it might be Motor City Machine Gun. And it wasn't. So
yeah, but this just not a lot to talk about besides that. It was just like a fun match. Once I saw Andrade replace them, I'm like, I regret my pick. Like, they're not going to lose if Andrade, this is his first big match coming back. So
I was expecting Carlito to turn.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
I think he might eventually.
Well, the thing is, they kind of just teased it even more on SmackDown this past Friday or whatever.
I think, yeah.
Because like Santos was saying, I did not attack Dragon Lee or whatever, and I'm just like,
What was that one spot? I forgot who the name of this guy is. He got hurled over one of the turnbuckle ropes. Yeah, he got launched. I love that spot.
Yeah, they did that on NXT one time at one of the pay-per-views or whatever, and they just like launched him. He went flying. So
yeah, but it's a fun match. But I'll tell you what wasn't as fun of a match, unfortunately.
Oh, the
Battle of the Brothers, Jay versus Jimmy, and in my opinion, probably the most disappointing match of all weekends. I said this. I've told you guys this. I felt like this needed a stipulation. I was proven right. It needed a stipulation because they have the same damn movesets. It was nothing but super kicks all match, and they tried to get a lot of bloodline emotion.
No,
really didn't connect with the fans.
That intro package that they did where they were talking about like
that was incredible.
Way 100% better than the fucking match. I remember just
I'm like, where was that emotion in the match?
Because I was sitting there watching it in my seat, and I'm thinking, like, God damn, this is more than shit. And then it ends, and I'm like, oh, that's it. Well,
I was afraid it was going to be that type of match, like I said, because they have the same moves. They're not going to change anything.
No.
So, yeah, just slow. Crowd wasn't into it. I mean, I think Jay was the right winner overall, but I don't want that to be the only match they had in the feud. We'll talk about, obviously, Roman Cody. The stuff, the few seconds they got to do Sunday was better than anything that they did in that Saturday match.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's sad. So, just it sucks how disappointing that match was. Like I said, hopefully the feud doesn't end there. But
the problem is, if you see what happened on SmackDown, it seems like Jimmy just turned face.
Yeah, that is true. Looks like we got a whole new bloodline civil war. So maybe Jimmy and Jay don't have any matches. But yeah, was the crowd, were you guys just not into it just because it was slow? Maybe it was starting to get cold by then because I think it was starting to get darker by that match.
I think the chill hit my bones and I'm like, oh, hell.
I think it was actually I want to say it was during the Ray and Andrade match where it started getting
It's
a
gonna
little
get
cold.
cold. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sun went down. You're like, oh no.
But me and Troy just talked about huge swerve on SmackDown. Looks like we might be getting another Bloodline Civil War type deal. Matt called this. I kind of like knew it was going to happen too, that they're going to finally start focusing on Solo more. Seems like they're doing that. So,
And it wasn't who everyone was thinking that was going to debut.
no.
So that makes it even more because it's going to be like maybe it's going to be Solo and them two. And then, Usos and Roman or something, and then Rock will do whatever.
It's gonna be interesting. But no, yeah, this Usos match. So Mania has its rich tradition. We have the three brother versus brother match. Only one of them was good, and that was Owen Brett, and that's amazing. Then the Hardy's match was from what I remember. I have not watched their 25 match or something.
I don't think it was that bad.
It's been a while.
It's good.
I think Matt won for some reason when Jeff should have gotten a Mania moment. But
yeah, Matt Hardy did win, and then Jeff won the better match at Extreme Rules.
I quit match, and I thought they would do something like that, but now because of SmackDown, we're probably not getting that.
No, it's a one and done. They're like, you had such a bad match. Sorry. One and done. Fuck you. Fuck your storyline, which was actually, like I said, the history and the storyline that they built for this Uso match. And for what? For nothing. This match was
a bunch of super kicks.
Here's the thing. I don't think Jimmy's going to go to Jay immediately. They might.
I mean, that's true.
They might still have another match, because
I'm fantasy booking here that like The Rock's really in charge of all this, and that the original bloodline of Roman, Jay, and Jimmy are going to be faces eventually, and they're going to face off against the new bloodline.
Are you sure Rock? Are you sure Rock's in charge, or is it Cody Rhodes? So to give context,
God,
I saw something on social media saying what The Rock gave to Cody was him becoming the new tribal chief for the new bloodline or some shit. I just was laughing. I just was like,
staying on that topic, I saw something that was insane, but I think it would actually work. Remember when Cody's bus caught on fire? Luckily, everyone was safe. People are saying, I don't know if it's a joke, but it would be sick for a storyline if The Rock handed him like the flame or something, or like the match, and he's like, yeah, I did this. Like, imagine the crowd reaction if they found that out, being like, you tried to kill Cody?
I mean,
Rock did have murder. Get the lawyers.
Rock did have some fire in his entrance, so I mean, like,
exactly, it makes sense.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, but let's get into our next match here. I think it was the best match on night one. In my opinion,
Definitely
I think it was the best match.
I
Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the IC title.
Oh,
God, was I shocked that Sami won, but in terms of the match itself, Gunther just beating the hell out of Sami, but like him just getting up, fighting back. Gunther taunting his wife. I mean, the suplex on the turnbuckle. Holy shit. When's the last time we've seen Sami do that move?
A brain bust. El Generico in
God.
I think.
Like, I was like, whoa.
So during before the match started, I think there was definitely a lot more Gunther fans.
Interesting.
That were there around us.
Yeah.
Around you.
I can agree to that. Yeah, I can agree to that.
And I think as the match progressed and how like Sami kept getting back up, especially when he just was like, right before the ending spot.
Up.
Like, I think everyone got behind Sami near the end. But man, I really wanted Gunther to retain. It was a good feel moment for Sami.
You kind of woke the crowd back up, I'll say that.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I definitely still feel like it should have been Gable or someone else that, could have used it. Like, Sami and Kevin ended the longest reign in tag champs, the Usos, the previous year, on the main event of night one. And, you know, Sammy's had a lot of like good moments throughout his career and all that in WWE. So, like, I feel like I still would have preferred someone who was never Intercontinental champion or champion in general to like win that, like Gable. Now, you know, if you were to say, oh, I would have preferred like Braun Breaker, for example, to win it instead. But I know he was still finishing up with NXT and all that. So
I do love Braun Breaker.
I could have seen Carmelo Hayes being the one to do it, or you know, someone else that like could have been brought up to get them a boost, or someone that's been on the main roster that kind of has like not really gotten to that, you know, big moment. Hell, I would have preferred Nakamura doing it.
That's where you lose me.
Had me with Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker. You know the upset. Nakamura has been nothing for years.
Listen, if Nakamura was it, sort of is still like sort of getting pushed in a sense.
He's like weird.
Because, you know, Troy, you agreed with me that you also thought that he should have beat Seth for the world title.
He should have.
When we went to Payback.
Yeah, but he lost. So now, like.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, had they build it better, you know, for Shinsuke, I could see him being the one to do that because Nakamura hasn't had a WrestleMania moment. It would have been pretty cool.
No, his Mania moment will forever be when he punched fucking AJ's balls in at, what was it, 33 or some shit. That will forever be my Nakamura WWE.
That was Mania 34.
34, not 33.
Still don't know why he didn't win that title back then.
Yeah.
But
another great Nakamura can't win the big one.
I just think with Sammy, I predicted Gunther and wanted him too, but it was one of those things where like during the match and then when Sammy won, I'm like, you know what? It's actually a pretty good moment. Gunther's reign ended, I believe, 666 days.
What a perfect day amount.
What a perfect number.
And like,
you can't.
No hate to Sammy or anything. Like I enjoyed the moment too, but like part of me, like at first was just like, and then I was just like, okay.
But I think
I'm happy for Sammy.
We're getting Gable versus Sammy in Montreal. If we get, I don't think Sammy's losing, but like a Gable heel turn and a more serious main event level character, Gable can eventually beat Sammy. Maybe in Montreal, break the hearts of Montreal in Canada and win the Intercontinental title there.
I was just about to say, like, how crazy would it be if Gable turns on Sammy during that match? Like Gunther or whoever interferes in that match, and then, you know, Gable turns or whatever and wins the title, and then just like
in a cheap way.
Yeah. And then I could see like, oh, maybe like Sheamus, because I know he's returning Raw. Maybe Gable versus Sheamus at SummerSlam or something, where Sheamus
or Clash at the Castle.
Clash at the Castle.
Yeah, well, I mean,
the only time Sheamus gets IC title matches at Clash at the Castle.
He has to. But yeah, did you, Troy, enjoy the moment? Because even though it wouldn't have been the one pick, it was still a cool moment.
I fucking loved it. I'm gonna be honest. I think out of all matches, this was my favorite match of the entire Mania weekend. Not gonna lie, I loved it. I love Gunther. Anytime Gunther matches happen, it's just the way he just physically just destroys people. And I love that he just kept like goading fucking Sammy's wife in the fucking thing. I was hoping like they would have their kid down there, like their son, and then he would just beat the shit out of the kid. And I was like, come on. But no, fucking loved it. I, like I said, did not expect Sammy to win. So I think that the fact that I did not expect him to win for me made that moment hit more, because it's like, oh shit, they actually did. Gunther's now not IC champion. Well, like you could argue like Cody Rhodes, you kind of knew he was going to fucking win this thing.
You didn't know
like,
Sammy win.
Did not know. So that was a huge shock, and I popped huge for that. And the fact that they ended Gunther's fucking IC title reign on 666 days is one of the greatest. There's no way you can plan that. If you planned that shit like 2 years ago, that is insane. Because how do you actually physically time that shit? Because
didn't Roman's like Reigns like title reign in like 1316?
Yeah, 316.
Yeah,
316. Austin 316. I'm like,
how perfect timing. Like, there's no way y'all planned this. But if you did, how? Because that's amazing. Because I guarantee you when Gunther finally comes back, he's going to use that as, like, like a devil character.
Yeah.
Because he did lose on 666.
Yeah, but absolutely one of the show stealers of the weekend. I realized I skipped over a match, and it was because it was mostly forgettable. It was Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca versus Damage Control. I will say I love their entrance. I love Naomi.
Awesome.
That was an awesome entrance, but the match was just basically the Jade show. Like, Damage Control dominating until Jade came out. And yeah, she looked good. The crowd loved her.
Jade looked great. Jade looked magnifique. And she hit her moves well. I mean, yeah, it was Jade showcase. She looked well. Not much to say. I'm really hopeful that that Jade and Bianca just win the tag titles because I love Asuka. Kairi's good, but
poor Asuka was like 0-8 at Mania or something, or 0-7.
0-5, I think, at this point.
Still, though, not a win. The reverse Undertaker.
Fucking poor Asuka. But no, I mean,
don't feel bad, Dylan. I think everyone forgot about this match. I mean,
we forgot about
the bathroom break match. No disrespect to those women, but it was the bathroom break. There was no stakes. No stakes.
This actually was my piss break match.
It was. I remember that quite clearly.
But then I got back and got to see the whole Jade Cargill hot tag. So I got to see the part.
Yeah, the only important part.
I also didn't leave till after the entrances, so I did see the entrances. So
yeah, at least saw the cool shit.
Yeah, but
that was cool. The attire they all wore.
Yeah, that was
cool. About this.
Yeah, that's all we had to say with that. We're done. Let's talk about the night one main event, the big time tag match between Cody and Seth versus Roman and Rock. And
this is where the cold legit hit me too hard.
I know, yeah. A lot of people said that. And
it got to the point I'm like, guys, this match is fucking 40 minutes.
I was saying why. I was like, why? I think I was saying in my review myself, like, why is the crowd so dead for this match? It's a big match. And then when people are saying, dude, it's like 30 degrees, it's like 20-mile-per-hour winds, I'm like, okay, that's why the crowd was kind of dead for the parts of the match. But I still think it was good. I don't think it was spectacular, but I think The Rock looked damn good for the most part in that ring. I think he was, when The Rock was saying, "I don't fuck around, you count, you're fired." I don't think you guys heard that in the crowd.
I didn't know what the shit was happening. He should have had a mic. I always like. I think him saying that is amazing. Why did you not at least get a mic to tell the crowd that? Because me and
that would have been even funnier. He just grabs the mic.
Everyone around us were just like, "Why the fuck isn't the ref counting?"
It's just a regular tag match. Like, you know the rules.
I'm just like, maybe it became a no DQ match.
Why is Rock using a belt? What is going on?
I was saying to Troy, I'm just like, oh, maybe this is also a Blood Lines rule match or something.
Bullshit. What the fuck?
Also, like, it wasn't that cold. We got the Rock's fire that was eating me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a cool entrance for you guys to see live.
I was snuggled in my one little hoodie and my shirt, and I was still dying in there. I felt icicles forming in my nose hairs.
There was a moment.
There was so much wind.
I had two jackets.
That was on me.
I was a little bit warmer because of that. Maybe I don't know.
I had one. I had my hoodie. You saw my hoodie. I didn't bring another jacket, which is probably a downfall on me because I was so cold the entire time, and then the wind was.
I bet.
Hitting.
Roman's hair was a freaking mess.
Oh my god! Also, I'm trying to think spots. I love the spot where Cody put Rock through the table.
Rock bottom. There was a moment I wanted to mention that kind of worried me about night two. Is like they're booing Cody, but I think that's just because it's The Rock and we all love The Rock.
I love the Cody Cutter spot where The Rock was trying to do the people's elbow.
Yeah. Rock literally dove. But it was still cool.
I said to Troy in the crowd, I was like saying, "Oh, he was still thinking about the hurricane, about flying over or whatever."
Also, we just love that The Rock self with that spear is gorgeous.
Oh, what a moment!
Comedy gold.
I thought he copied and pasted that from when he got speared by Bill Goldberg.
He's like 2003 all over again.
That was the best moment of the match to me, was the accidental spear and then the 2 pedigrees. Like, that almost got me, that near fall. That was pretty cool.
Okay, so the spear leading him to it, I'm sure like the camera work was like fantastic. I saw on social media.
Yeah, the camera work didn't reveal anything.
Seth was so in fucking place. It was clearly obvious. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's gonna spear." Or he's gonna like. Someone in the crowd was like saying, "Oh, he's gonna spear. He's gonna spear the Rock or whatever." And like Cody and Rock were just like starting to crawl over to each other or whatever. I'm just like, and people were just like, "There's gonna spear the Rock," and like
that's what happens when you go live, though. The spots are gonna be set up like that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be way obvious.
Peacock does an amazing job of
it was still a good spot. And what another thing I wanted to mention spot wise, and this is a bad one. The Rock trying to pull the ref out.
Oh, kick him out.
I saw him barely grab. He like lost his like grip on him or some shit.
That was so funny.
Whatever. And then he pulled him again. I'm like, oh no. And the thing is, there was someone in the crowd that was just like saying how like Rock has lost his touch and he can't perform anymore. I'm just like, I don't think it's that. Also, he only had like 3 months to prepare for this. So
besides that spot, I think he looked damn good. I think the best part of this match was his heel work. Just overall throughout the match. Him taunting Mama Rhodes, hitting him with the belt.
Mama Rhodes!
When Rock hit the final rock bottom on Cody and then like did this, held the one that said, "This is for you, Mama Rhodes." That was awesome.
Gold.
Yeah. And you two were wrong thinking Seth was going to get pinned. I know I predicted the wrong winners, but I knew it was going to come down to Cody and Rock because that's what this story was all about. And it's going to lead to an eventual match between them. One-on-one.
See at SummerSlam, maybe.
Hopefully,
maybe.
people are saying next year's Mania, which I'm like, I don't know about extending this a year. But
if only we could get tickets to SummerSlam. Maybe
if only.
Maybe it's in a city.
Viewers don't give a shit about that for now until it actually comes. But
that's August.
Yeah,
I think it was a good match. I mean, you two got to see The Rock wrestle live and three of the other biggest stars of the company. So even though you're freezing your castañas off, it was awesome.
The castañas.
I would have loved to see Cena and the Undertaker, but you know
that's night too.
I wouldn't have been able to see Cena anyway. So.
That's why night 2 was way more.
Listen, when we finally get to talk about that, we will watch it all together.
But let's make our way to talk about that. But we got to talk about. Start with night 2. I'm trying to find the match. Where the hell is it? There it is.
Seth Rollins,
Seth versus Drew to open up night 2. The entrances alone were insane. Obviously, gotta love Drew.
Drew came out to Roddy Piper's theme song.
Roddy Piper's theme.
It is just Roddy Piper's.
And then Seth.
That was a pimp, man. Like, what the fuck?
I felt like I was tripping.
What is this? Yeah, I remember we watched it. I'm like, what is this? And apparently it's like some Philly thing. I'm like, this is very New Orleans, isn't it?
It felt New Orleans.
That's what I was thinking, too. I think I said that to you during WrestleMania, like, when we were watching it or whatever. I was like...
But no, it's a Philly thing. Great match though. What a match this was.
Yeah, and people.
CM Punk on commentary was gold the entire time.
And I love to finisher fests aren't the best type of matches usually, but in this story it made sense. Seth fought a 45-minute match. Yeah, Seth fought a 45-minute match on night 1. Why wouldn't you go for your finisher right away? Like, why wouldn't it be a finisher fest? Like, of course Drew would do that. So it was smart that they did that. Yeah, that first Claymore was freaking awesome, and the crowd was so hyped.
Oh.
Drew tweeting mid-match, bored at work. Oh, that was gold.
Gold. Actually gold. And then he actually did. He won it. Drew won the title.
He did it after back and forth between finishers. I think Seth kicked out of 4 Claymores.
Way too many.
Screw that protecting moves, but I guess it's WrestleMania. We got to do a bunch of kickouts.
I think 2 at max for a finisher. Like, guys, come on.
We just mentioned that before you glitched again on Drew tweeting during the match, bored at work.
and then he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah,
well, shit. And then after Drew won the title, he goes up.
Matt called it. He got it right.
You know, Matt.
I will say, just like the Sammy thing, where at first, like, I didn't like it before, but then I loved the moment. They set this up perfectly. They let Drew have his moment for a few minutes with his wife. Then they had him taunt Punk. His obsession with Punk costed him because Punk attacked Drew.
And like we were all saying, like, oh, if Punk was going to be on commentary and not be the ref, like maybe, I mean, he's on it, but he doesn't have really that much to do. He actually did. He had a huge part in
a huge part. But they just set it up so perfectly. And Punk's face when Damien's music hit, just this little grin. I'm like, oh boy, Drew's fucked. And then Matt was going ape shit because he was right when Damien hit the South of Heaven and won the freaking title. My God.
I think as soon as we saw Drew going over to CM Punk and like he was like, I'm like, oh my God, they're dragging this out. Priest is gonna cash it. And then when he was like saying "suck it" or whatever, and he's like, whatever.
And then Drew doing like his weird like sexy crawl to him. You remember that shit? He was on the fuck table.
I was like,
it was that.
I was like, as soon as like I'm like thinking to myself, oh my God, CM Punk is gonna drop him down on the table and he's gonna attack him, and then Priest is gonna come in and catch. And that's exactly what happened.
Exactly what happened.
And honestly, you can say whatever you want about Priest's, time as being Money in the Bank or whatever. His cash-in, I think, was amazing.
The crowd went nuts.
Yeah, we went nuts.
People were like saying like, "Oh, he finally read the contract and knew how it worked." And I'm just like.
And the Judgment Day went out.
He tried to cash it in prior, like a bunch of other times, which people I feel like kept forgetting about. But
And the Judgment Day all came out, and I was like, this is the one time where Dominic comes out and doesn't get booed out of the building because the crowd's just too excited to see Priest win.
They probably didn't notice him.
Yeah, or didn't care. Yeah. But I'm intrigued. Like, I know I gave Priest a lot of crap, like, oh, he's not main event material, but I'm willing to give it a chance. He has a new theme. Like, I'm excited to see, like, I don't think he's holding it past Clash at the Castle. No. I think Drew's going to ultimately get the moment there, but I'm excited for the few months we'll get to see Priest as champ.
Same thing about the Clash at the Castle. I agree that Drew's gonna win it there. I did want to say that Priest, when he came out, like I didn't realize he had a new theme song. I think I recently just heard about it or whatever. Like,
I dig it. I like it.
I can't watch Raw because I got school, but I saw on social media or whatever, Priest is like, I think the second only like Puerto Rican world champion.
Yep.
Right behind Pedro Morales. So I'm
only two. That's a huge accomplishment.
That's such a good thing. And then like I looked at his accomplishments that he's had in his career, like Ring of Honor, he was only television champion.
I remember that.
He was NXT North American champion.
Oh yeah.
He was tag champ, US champ, and now world champ. And like, he's had a pretty good career in WWE, honestly. So
he's won a lot. I'm happy for him because, like I said, Damian Priest is a great wrestler, and I was very worried that they were gonna squander his cash in like they did fucking Austin Theory. When Austin Theory had that fucking shit ass, oh my god,
that will forever be worst cash in ever. That's worse than Damien Sandow's cash.
I was about to mention Sandow. What about was it
Corbin's is the worst? Corbin's might be still number one.
Oh, Corbin's.
Braun Strowman's cash in wasn't bad. It just was the result that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell non-finish.
Oh yeah.
We're not talking about when WWE was bad. We're talking about the good. This is good.
I'm happy he's champ. Unfortunately, I know for a fact, like I said, he ain't gonna hold that title long. Because, like I said, isn't Clash of the Castle June?
Yeah, so probably 2 month reign.
He's got 2 months.
I mean,
Which is
considering
fine.
how long champions have been, we need a little bit shorter reigns to freshen it up a bit.
That's why Drew that was a fucking short.
Yeah, he's the shortest title reign champion right now.
But let's get into the next match, which exceeded my expectations in terms of entertainment value. It was the Pride versus the Final Testament with Bubba Ray as the special guest referee.
When Bubba Ray came out, who is the fucking the conspiracy? Alex Jones. Fucking Bubba Ray Dudley looks a lot like Alex Jones walking out there. I started laughing. I'm like, fuck.
He actually does.
I think we all know what we're thinking about when it comes to spots in this match.
The table spot.
Oh my god, we have to.
about
We
that
have
shit.
to talk
Okay.
about it. We were laughing our
Let's go.
asses off.
Let's see. So they set
I
up
was
table.
laughing my ass off with you guys
They
when the
set
whole table
this
fell.
fucking table up. And
Everyone,
all right, we're gonna put Karrion Kross on it.
looked at each other just like, fuck.
I think a table
And
was
I
almost
just
flipped over. We were laughing so hard.
Like, going into this match, I don't think people cared. I think maybe some people cared because it was a Philly street fight. Maybe wanted to know what spots was going to be in it. But
Yeah, I mean ECW.
Oh, there was a spot.
that match was so much fun. And that spot made that match.
It's
Karrion
one of
Kross
those
had his
so bad it's good
WrestleMania
moments.
moment by being put
Exactly.
through the table by no one during the match.
That's why
Glad it wasn't
poor
a table
Karrion got
match, it was
demoted to
fun.
NXT because of that.
The B-Fab fucking kicking the shit out of Scarlett. I thought
Oh
was
god,
Oh, destroyed her. Oh my god, I'm sure.
I recently
Bubba
looked at.
putting on the glasses. I thought Devon was gonna come out when that happened.
Honestly, same.
He was gonna come out of his produce role and he was gonna. But no, I was like, it was super fun. I mean, I had a fun time. I knew that both Scarlett and B-Fab were gonna go through a table and all that.
There's gotta be time for fun matches.
Exactly.
This wasn't meant to be taken serious. It was meant to be fun. It was meant to be a fuckery. I mean, Snoop Dogg was on commentary, which we didn't even talk
Oh, picnic table.
How the
about.
shit?
That was hard. That was hard right there. That was hard.
That was comedy gold. Actually amazing. Like, I want to go back to just rewatch that match and just have a good hearty laugh. It's fucking Snoop Dogg.
Oh, God,
I recently
yes.
saw, and they posted it on YouTube, of Snoop Dogg's best reactions during the match, and it's just showing all of them. And Michael Cole is trying so hard not to lose it.
Exactly that shit right now, motherfucker. I'm listening to that shit
Even
later.
Corey was laughing at half the jokes that Snoop Dogg was making and all that.
Gold.
Like, people underappreciate Snoop Dogg in WWE and like wrestling, man. He's gold.
You remember when
He
Snoop
is.
Dogg was in AEW for like that one day?
The Snoop splash when he landed
Snoop
on
splash.
his feet.
Oh, dude, that would have been hilarious because like he was like a whole Cody Rhodes thing, like fan, I guess, in AEW and all that. That would have been so awesome if he came out during the main event and got fucking rock bottom by the Rock.
No, fuck
that's
the Undertaker.
Facebook
That
that
was
shit.
should have
I
been
want
Snoop Dogg's spot.
And Rock
I
could have
want
been
it.
like, the hell are you stealing my finisher last year for?
We don't want to talk about that
The
fucking
people's
shit.
elbow. The Miz.
But you know,
And then the Rock's like, I'll show you how it's done.
But let's get into our next match here. It was probably the most like match. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was good for what it was. And that's LA Knight, versus AJ Styles. I think the biggest takeaway for me for this is that they're having a rematch next week with Troy. He's going to SmackDown Live next week. He's going to get to see it. And I think I think Styles is going to get his win back because Cody needs to be facing heels, and Styles is a perfect heel that can give Cody a great
Amazing
match
heel.
for Backlash.
So what
So
I will say is, I'm just thinking about this match. LA Knight, super charismatic, love him. He's not the flashiest wrestler. He's not.
I'm fine with that because there's a lot of flashy wrestlers. Like Knight's just kind of like got an old school vibe to him where he just does simple stuff, but he's
But that
over
also means
enough.
like when he faces like people like AJ Styles, it's going to be a good match, but it's not going to be like incredible. 'Cause I don't think, unfortunately, LA
Yeah.
Knight can't wrestle like that. Like, because he's just, like I said, very old school, very, like, just kind of
simple moves.
He's not, like, flipping and shit, which, like I said, is fine. It's completely fine. But now I'm just like, I mean,
And Troy
the
gets to
matches
see
are
this-
fine.
They get to see the rematch in person on SmackDown.
Like I said, I think Styles gets his win back, but definitely in terms of this match, the right winner. Got to give LA Knight his Mania moment.
Can we also talk about the Slim Jim car? Listen, that woman looked she's like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this stupid ass Slim Jim car? She was like,
Can you imagine pulling up the ladies in that car?
your bridge
Stack to Slim Jim.
You get two meat sticks in one.
YouTube's about to demonetize this video because of you, Matt. Thanks.
Damn it,
Hey,
we cut
You
them
ain't
out.
that big yet.
My thing I wanted to talk about was Styles' new theme. The crowd really didn't react to it that much. At first, people didn't like it. I kind of dig it because his new character, the new theme, kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, his theme needed to be changed for a while now. That theme was it needed an upgrade, so I'm glad it got it. I don't know. I think I'm still just a TNA mark, and I just want I am to come back, which I know it's not happening because I'm sure TNA still has the fucking right. But listen, WWE, if you ever buy Impact TNA, listen, if you fucking buy this goddamn company, I know you'll give me my motherfucking
TNA's doing better
than
than AEW is right now. So
it is. I love TNA right now. TNA, I did
There's not bad shit talked about TNA right. Actually, no, because of the whole person that got fired. But
Scott D'Amore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Listen, I did buy TNA Hard to Kill from this year on DVD. I've not bought a TNA DVD in like 5 years, so I'm very excited to watch that.
although we're talking about TNA, makes sense for these two guys that used to go to
Both
Impact.
TNA World Champions.
Yeah,
former
but
world
they never
champions.
met each other until now. They never crossed paths. So
Yeah, because I think LA Knight got the fucking TNA like right after AJ left.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was right after.
Drake, not LA Knight.
Like close. It was like a couple years.
Yeah, it was like I think it was because Drew McIntyre, who was Drew Galloway at the time, was there, and he had like two people working.
We should just do a TNA podcast. I love TNA, please.
I want to say it was like
You'd be the only one talking.
Yes, fucking watch TNA. TNA was awesome.
I don't have time.
Listen,
I have TNA. I will give you my TNA DVDs. We will watch TNA.
I did watch Impact for a bit from like 2015 to whatever.
Was that when they were on Pop TV? Was that when Bobby Lashley was there and was like the world champion and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the whole.
Drew might have been there too. I think.
I saw the Kurt Angle.
EC3 was the grand champion and shit.
Kurt Angle's retirement in Impact Wrestling was way fucking better than his WWE.
He faced for an Impact. I don't remember that one.
Was Bobby?
Yeah, Bobby beat Kurt Angle for the world title.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And he turned on Kurt Angle. And Bobby had like held all the titles at the end or whatever. Some shit.
That was all
better than Corbin.
Yeah,
retiring Kurt.
A better retirement.
I love how this Mania match all we're talking about is TNA.
It makes sense. We got to get into the next match, and this was an entertaining as hell match. The U.S. title triple threat: Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and KO Kevin Owens. I just want to immediately talk about Speed and him barking at Orton, and then Orton on the announce table. Another moment where we were laughing our asses off. That was.
What a moment. What a Mania moment. At this point, the Prime Bottle is becoming the Pete Rose of our generation.
I sort of knew who Speed, I don't know his full name, but Speed's like part of his name was. Speed. I've heard of him, but I don't watch him.
I see memes. I
I've seen him on like Instagram and shit. Like,
yeah.
Of him and
like, unlike KSI last year, where the crowd seemed to know who he was, I don't think the crowd, including us, knew who he was.
No.
I think they couldn't tell at first. I think that was the reason, maybe, because like at first when we were like saw the reveal, we didn't know who it was. We thought it was KSI at first, again or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, that's not KSI. And then the commentator said, that's not K. They're like saying it's I Show Speed. Or I'm like, oh, okay.
That guy.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about these entrances. So I loved Logan Paul's entrance with the Prime shirt.
Well,
And
we
everyone
all
thought they were gonna
thought,
spray Prime.
yeah.
I thought, yeah,
No.
I thought we were gonna have like a Stone Cold Steve Austin beer truck, Kurt Angle milk truck moment with the Prime.
But no,
I would have loved it if Owens and Orton were in the ring and he came out on that thing and fucking sprayed them with Prime.
That would be
Before
great.
their match.
Well, KO and Orton's entrance were amazing as well.
Also, speaking of Prime, Troy, I just found out that when the whole event ended, they were giving out free WrestleMania Prime bottles.
get the fuck out of here. We gotta
Oh,
go.
you guys got screwed over.
Some bullshit.
I was like, because I just saw a YouTuber were there and they grabbed the WrestleMania Prime thing. They were just like, yeah, they were giving it away for free when everyone was leaving. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Apparently it tasted like I don't even know. I forget what they said it.
Yeah, what's WrestleMania flavored?
What flavor is 40?
Lime
like
because it's green.
Mint?
Mint? Mint Prime?
It's not mint.
Yeah.
It was more like lime.
Got it.
Oh,
No,
I
but-
got it
I think
right.
it's-
Check all
so I
it.
want to. So we also got to get back
But
to
it-
the
The
entrances.
match itself and the
So
entrances. yeah.
KO's. I loved his ECW theme because we're an
Oh, that was
ECW chatter.
awesome.
Me and Matt saw the ECW arena. That was really cool to see. Because
Mhm.
when Billy, we have to see that. So that was cool, and I love that he got the fucking buggy. And Randy Orton takes fucking forever to get to the damn ring. So I'm so fucking happy.
They
KO's like,
shaved off time. It was great.
"Sit on it. I waited 5 minutes. Fucking
Orton was getting a little scared. He's like, dude,
Yeah, he
slow
was
down.
It was kind of dangerous. And I love the spots because it always happens in triple threat matches for singles titles, where it's like, all right, we're a team, but we're gonna beat up the champion. But wait, who's gonna get the pin? Wait a minute.
When
I love how-
Logan shoved KO into Randy and he was like, "You two fight, now you two fight," and they didn't fall for it. That was funny.
oh, that
Or
what
it's
is
just
the
like-
version of
Orton's just
expectation?
like, did you push me? And he's like, no, he literally pushed me into it. He's like, all right.
Okay, all right.
Toad.
And then eventually they're like, "I guess we got to fight." Okay.
I love that shit.
I wouldn't mind them winning the tag titles, to be honest. They're a good duo together. Like, why not?
Yeah, it's the tag titles. Who cares?
That would be interesting.
They're funny together.
Or never won the SmackDown tag titles, I guess.
No, he did. Remember when he was with the Wyatt family?
Oh yeah, he did when he was with the
He
Wyatts.
did. Yeah, you're right. Well, technically, it was Orton.
Yeah, it was Orton.
Orton and
Luke
Wyatt.
Harper.
Okay. Because, I know, I didn't know if they were three. I couldn't remember if they were
You're gonna
three
make me
voting.
cry, Matt, bringing up these names.
Both of them are. Oh no.
Back when Bray was starting to get pushed.
But back to
He
the
was
match.
pushed for like a month. But no, like you said, this is a fun match. I'm very curious to see what Logan's gonna do because obviously he's going to be at SummerSlam. Will he still be U.S. champion at that point? I don't know.
I think
'Cause he wasn't on
100%.
SmackDown.
I think 100% he's still going to be champ by SummerSlam. It's in
You
his
think?
hometown. He's
The
going to
thing
have
is-
a big match.
The thing is, I don't know because you would think that maybe Logan would want to win in his hometown, but at the same time, last year, he also he lost on his birthday to Seth. So
I feel like his hometown's still going to boo him. I don't think he's going to get any
Yeah.
hometown pops.
I feel like it's gonna be mixed.
Maybe.
Unless he
gonna be-
comes out in the fucking colors of that town, like
The Browns.
What are fucking shit ass teams
Well,
does Cleveland have?
Well, people are saying maybe
What'd you say?
to do a rematch of the
Fuck
Miz and Logan Paul just because Miz is from Cleveland at SummerSlam.
Cleveland versus Cleveland.
Or what I want is LA Knight versus Logan Paul at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I think that was supposed to happen at Mania, but I think they want to extend Logan's reign, so probably just do it there, end the reign there.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
I don't know who else
Jake-
should
Jake
beat
Paul,
Logan
Logan
Paul. I
Paul.
think LA Knight's the perfect guy to beat Logan for the title. I don't know if there's anyone else that can be perfect to do it.
I'm still thinking it's gonna be Jake Paul and Logan Paul teaming up on SummerSlam.
No,
No, stop.
that's not.
Next
I
match,
told
next
that-
match, Dylan, next match.
Yes. No, but what we have to talk about too, a pop-up powerbomb in the RKO, one of Orton's
Oh,
best.
what a
One of the
spot
best
that was.
RKOs. Orton's done.
I actually had looked away at this point, so I didn't see it.
Is that when we got
It's
pizza?
your fault.
I know.
I think
The
that was
finish
the
was so quick because it was that RKO. Then Logan dragged him out of the ring, immediately hit. He's got a hell of a frog splash too.
He does.
To win the match. He didn't win with brass knucks, which was surprising. He won kind of like without bullshit. He kind of just won with the frog splash. So good for him. He finally gets a singles Mania win. KO and Orton don't need it.
You can't really say you would cheat anyway because it's a triple threat.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
anything's legal.
Yeah.
But let's get into the next match so Matt can stop fantasizing about his Cleveland people. Io Sky versus Bayley for the women's title. And this match, I was pumped for it, but it exceeded my expectations. It really did in terms of quality because I wasn't really into Io's reign that much. But I enjoyed it, and the crowd, I was saying this, for it being second to last, I thought this crowd was kind of be dead for this match because everyone is looking forward to Roman Cody. They were into Bayley. She's
over.
One of the biggest pops.
And her like Egyptian entrance was amazing.
Yeah, what an entrance for a face. It's your complete heel entrance.
Yeah.
That's what everyone was saying, but it was still a good entrance.
Still a great match. So many God. Is it bad that I can't think of spots from this match?
The one where Bayley went for her finisher, I forgot what they call it, and Io just kicked up. That got the crowd into it, yeah.
Rose plant.
Io hit her finisher, Bayley kicked out. There isn't like memorable spots, but quality-wise, it was a great match. And I told Troy, Matt, that for it being second to last, and I thought it would be dead because I thought they'd just be getting hyped for Roman Cody, they were into Bayley and into the match.
Yeah. I think weren't they chanting, "Hey"?
Yeah, they were doing that.
Bring an old school champ.
I'm happy for her. Her entrance was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really much to talk about the match. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't that spectacular. I mean, it just was like a
good moment.
It was like it felt like a typical match like you would see on Raw or SmackDown, but for the title, and it feels afterwards.
Well, Bayley kicked out of Io's finisher, so that might have been I don't know if anyone's ever kicked out of it, but
yeah, I was like, she hit that. I was like, what? I don't think anyone kicked out of that move before. So, that was cool. Yeah, the handstand was pretty cool. And I remember you guys were talking about, like, have you ever guys seen that before? And I was just like, I had to remind you guys about the whole Ali Randy Orton.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true.
So, I think that. But happy Bayley won. It's interesting that I think her first program is probably
Naomi next week for the title, which is odd.
Instead of Matt's girl Tiffy.
I feel like we're gonna get that soon.
We're gonna get Queen Tiffy. So
Tiffy should be a champion, but don't think we should end Bayley's reign this soon already.
Queen Tiffy, I think, makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm calling it now. I know this is way fucking long from now. I think Tiffany should win the Royal Rumble next year.
Ooh, but fancy booking for you, fucking a year away.
I'm down with that. I'm
all
okay for it.
Her and Breaker.
Yeah, why not?
Ooh,
They're the future.
I'd be okay with that.
Unless you want CM Punk, but like,
nah. I mean, CM Punk's never won a Rumble, so I'm okay with that as well because I like new people winning Rumbles.
Yeah, but all right, I think that.
I was gonna say I don't think Braun Breaker's gonna get that huge, massive push just yet. I mean, right now they're gonna build him up, so like, I feel like they're gonna do like a whole Nakamura thing, except hopefully do it right, where he gets like built up, then wins the Rumble.
Yeah, we'll see, but we got to get into the main event, and I'm playing the video.
Cody caught it. Rhodes middle of the ring. Crossroads. Cody's not done yet. Cody with another crossroads. Is he gonna do it? Can he do it? Is this the Rhodes moment? Come on,
Oh man,
Oh,
I mean,
still
we're
gives me
just
the goose
crying.
pimples.
You got to be crying just watching that
Dude, we were
video.
crying,
Gives
so
you
I was
goosebumps.
fucking
But
balling.
we have to talk. Of course, we got to talk about the main event. Holy shit! What a
Wow.
mixture of emotions this was. I mean, the one thing Troy didn't get right was the blood. We didn't get any blood,
Which I
but we
was
sure as
wanting.
shit we got chaos. We got
We got
chaos.
people.
Oh my god, we got people, all right. And what I loved, well, first of all, we got to talk about the entrances.
Cody's Skeletor mask.
Oh, the Skeletor mask. Brandy got a huge pop. My god,
Yeah,
they loved
She was
seeing her.
over.
She was hot too. No, I was like, I saw a YouTuber like saw his like wife for the first time. He's just like, he got good taste. Meanwhile, he's watching it with his girlfriend.
That's awesome. And then Roman's entrance. What a great final entrance as champion. I saw a few moments of Roman almost tearing up while he was holding the belt. I'm like, yeah, this is probably it. He's getting emotional. I could tell. I think it was like the Philadelphia Orchestra. A+. What a performance. So good.
Samantha Irving pouring her heart out into this fucking match.
Oh my god. Not even just when Cody wins, but announcing them. Top 2 announcers of all time. I mean, maybe Howard Finkel, yes, obviously like known as the guy, but
best.
Samantha's up there.
I want to talk about how people are making out to be that she's like, oh, she's being, blah blah blah. She's
too emotional. Yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
Not too emotional.
Come on.
Not too emotional, but like, oh, she's making it all about herself. And like I was hearing like all kinds of comments of that on
nitpicky.
I'm like, dude, she's a huge fan who actually enjoys this shit.
Exactly.
She was legitimately crying during when Cody won the title.
Made the moment better.
Oh, she's all making it about herself. How? How is she making it about herself? Like, I don't understand half of these people at all.
Everyone's got a nitpick. Let's not focus on the negatives. Let's focus on the positive. I'm so happy they gave Cody and Roman like 10 to 15 minutes to work a match themselves before all the BS because they have great chemistry. But we have to talk about when the BS happened. It started with Jimmy trying to get involved, and then Jay speared Jimmy better than the whole match. They did a better spot.
When they fell off the fucking thing, I'm like, did they leave tables? Hopefully they didn't fall on concrete.
Yeah, I was scared too.
I was like, there's there tables there?
Hopefully there's some tables. Y'all are fucked. Y'all we need to make up for the disaster was night 1. All right, let's go through fucking concrete. Let's go.
I loved after when that happened, when Cody rolled him up, Roman kicked out, then Roman speared him, and we were all scared that Roman was going to win. Like, that was such a great few spots right there. Like, just got the crowd into nail-biting stuff. Then Solo gets involved, and then when John Cena, baby,
popped so hard.
Oh, what a moment. Payback for Crown Jewel when Solo beat him.
Amazing.
His hair still looks so bad. He needs to cut it, but who cares?
Just go bald, honey. It's okay.
Yeah,
we know you're old.
Like the back of him, I'm just like, oh, there's the bald spot again.
Yeah, there's the bald spot.
And then after like John got rid of Solo, and then Dwayne's music came, I'm like, it's Mania 28.
Endgame moment. It's the end game.
Let's talk about this. Cena sold the fuck out of when The Rock's music hit. He looked up and he's just like.
It was amazing. It was so good.
Again, like The Rock's character, just like him cursing, being like, and The Rock makes the fucking calls. And then when he rock bottom Cena, get the fuck out of my ring.
and then Cheryl Hotel Lima Shield. And we all thought for like 0.5 seconds that Moxley was going to come out.
We were all thinking that. And people were saying that. I'm happy we weren't the only ones that were thinking Moxley.
I was just about to say, I just saw other people thinking, Dean Ambrose? Is it Dean Ambrose? Like,
now, the one moment of bad camera work was.
I was about to say that, yeah.
Where Seth just came out of fucking nowhere. Like, we didn't see him, and then, Roman
it showed Roman cutting and running to the ring and then hitting
was
him.
That?
They
the
should have
worst
cut.
camera angle the
They
entire
should
show.
have cut to Seth trying to hit Rock with the chair, because I know what they were trying to do. Roman was saving the Rock from what Seth did to Roman 10 years ago. He was about to hit Rock in the back with the chair, and Roman saved him. But the camera work wasn't good.
I was hearing on like social media too that like Seth's spot didn't need to happen. Like
I disagree.
He immediately went down and all that, but then the chair thing I think was the importance of him being there.
The importance of it.
Well, we'll get to that moment, but
Because
before that, we got to talk about when The Rock's about to beat up Cody. Gong.
The goose pimple.
Freaking Undertaker.
Goes
AKA
black.
It was basically Mark Calloway. He wasn't wearing the Undertaker stuff. He was wearing his podcast sweatshirt.
When I saw this comment, it was like, yes, when a YouTuber is beating up The Rock, that's the
You got to promote that podcast even at WrestleMania.
gotta show that off, dude.
This is obviously better.
I mean, yeah. I mean, when that gong hit, we were all like, no. Like, no matter what, Taker at this point.
Again, with Matt mentioning The Rock selling, The Rock was like, and he got choked.
I just love the final boss. I just remember him just saying, the final boss. He turns around, gets chokeslammed. Taker, gong. Rock, vanished. He just fucking took him to the fucking ether.
I know a lot of people like us were expecting Austin. I argue that this might have been even better than if Austin would have came out. That's a hot take.
I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but I sent it to you guys through Instagram, and it was like meme about the whole Taker taking Rock, and it was like Family Guy where like Joe Swanson was in a wheelchair and he's being taken by
yes. Oh my god.
I was laughing my ass off. Like it's exactly what happened.
Pretty much. But yeah, about like Stone Cold not appearing, it sucked that he couldn't make it or whatever, but like people were giving him shit, being like, why didn't he take the money? Or like, he's an asshole for not doing this. It's like, he can do what he wants. Who cares? We got as good of a moment.
Listen, the man wants to sit on his fucking ranch. You know what? Godspeed. Man, Steve Austin deserves stay at your ranch.
And he's protective of his character too, so that might have had a lot to do with it.
I understand that. And like the reason why he was even there at Mania 38 was because he was in Dallas.
I mean, like, shit, he lives like 2 blocks away. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, and
he'll drop over.
Wasn't that like? I think it was another importance was that it was his like where he had his first match or whatever.
Yeah,
so, like that made sense. Like other than that, he kind of like was like. I think after that he said he was like done pretty much or whatever. Like he didn't want to do anything else. So
and we've never seen Taker Rock at a WrestleMania. We've seen Taker Rock, but not at Mania. So that was a pretty cool first time moment too.
I think if Austin did show up and did like that, we would have lost our shit.
Yeah.
And that Rock did his classic Rock stunner selling.
And it would have probably and I think that would have been made more sense why his his reign ended on 316 and Austin was one of the reasons would have been like cost them or whatever. Like I could see like they were gonna go with that type of thing, but
it was just as good of a moment. Yeah, but let's get to after that, the ending. And the underrated MVP of Mania is Seth Rollins. Jesus Christ, that guy went through hell.
Roman still cannot get over 10 years ago, and that cost him the world title.
Yeah,
that is a storyline brilliance. I think that is a great callback to 10 years ago. I think that he is still not over that, and I think that's what all it cost him. Like, you can't write shit like that. Like that is just
well, you can, and they wrote it perfectly.
They did it. They actually did it. They made a storyline fucking perfect.
I like how like Seth was like at the end he shook Cody's hand like saying respect or whatever, and he's just like, all right, I'm fucking off now.
I'm injured as shit. But Seth was
you want to
just like what The
he
Rock
deserves
said.
his time off.
Just like what The Rock said, off is the direction I can fuck.
Yeah,
and
but
he is going home to be with his daughter.
The fact that Seth said, I'll be your shield, and he literally was his shield. He was trying to get up before Cody could, and it made Roman not like payback in a sense, but it cost them everything. Just expert storytelling, and it ended up costing him. And obviously, an amazing pop for when Cody won the title. Just an incredible moment. Of course, nitpickers. Oh, the celebration was too long. Oh, why did Triple H come out? You're breaking kayfabe. Like, who cares? Let Cody have his fucking moment. Enjoy.
We already know it's the Paul Levesque era. We keep saying that on fucking programming. You know who the shit... Bruce Pritchard, I don't think needs to come out, but a Triple H.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I said Bruce Pritchard doesn't need to come out, but then again, we don't know how important he was to Cody.
He was important to Cody coming back and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Nick Khan was in the freaking stands. He was in the crowd.
When
I feel like that shouldn't have happened. Like, I feel like that sort of like downplayed his like celebration. Like with the wrestlers coming out and celebrating and Mama Rose being there, that should have been just as good enough. Had Triple H just come out and done, hold his arm or, just like hug, that fine. But I don't think Cody needed to call him and Bruce Pritchard. I feel like that kind of downplayed the whole celebration type thing.
Okay.
Oh, I feel like maybe Cody didn't need to get. I feel like he got on the mic because they weren't going to come out, but Cody's like, "You guys are coming out." I don't think it downplayed it. It might have been, I guess, a bit awkward, but I mean, I get why they did that.
Could you imagine if Cody said that and it was Vince?
Oh, Vince would have come out.
Vince, get your ass out of here.
He would have dropped that title the next day because Vince would have been pissed.
But just overall, an incredible moment. And I said this, like I said on the Tuesday one, but myself, from when Cena came out to the finish was some of the best moments in history in WWE. Some of the best
talk about these moments
produced and few moments in history. Just amazing. That was as endgame of a moment as you can get. It was better than Avengers Endgame. Fuck Avengers. This was the better Endgame.
Yeah, this was Spider-Man No Way Home.
It was.
All the crossovers.
It's just... But
the
congrats
moment
to
he
Cody.
gave the title to... No, can we also just... I want to bring up a moment as well before we cut it off. When Cody Rhodes gave the fucking belt to Mama Rhodes and fucking Mike Cole's like, damn it. I love pro wrestling. I do too.
I do too.
I fucking do too. Fucking tears in my eyes, like hugging you back. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. When Cody went down, like he went and hugged Michael Cole, and he Cole could tell like he was very emotional, and then he just like fist bumped Corey.
You don't give a shit about Corey Graves. Fuck.
Yeah, they're not that close.
Yeah.
But I'm
and also too,
about it.
Thank you to Roman for an incredible reign. No matter how people thought how stale it was getting, still legendary reign for Roman. They were chanting "Thank you, Roman" on Raw. For God's sakes,
dude! You see when he
put up the one? This for Roman.
Do you see when Roman hugged Paul Heyman afterward as well as he knew it was done? I'm like, damn.
They were hugging. Yeah.
I got emotional watching that shit too. I'm like, fuck, dude. You realize people have started high school and have ended high school by the time
college.
Roman fucking belt.
Freaking freshman in college when Roman's reign began.
Yeah, insane.
That is fucking insane.
Insane.
Oh man. But yeah, I saw that whole Heyman Reigns thing later, and I just was like, oh man, that's so sad. I wish they would have had shown Roman in reaction at I know they were doing this whole celebration with Cody, but I wish they would have panned
I
to
do
that.
too.
And I'm disagreeing. I wish
I was wishing that
let Troy talk, Matt. Let Troy talk. Let him get his point
I disagree. I think Roman, I'm glad that he fucked off because this is Cody's moment. He is the new main man. And I think if you want to show him being the new main man, you get Roman the fuck out of there. It's like Shawn Michaels at Mania fucking 16. Get Bret the shit out of there. Get Roman out of there. It's Cody's moment. And it's celebrate with Cody. We can worry about Roman at the post show.
I'm kind of more on Matt's side. Like, I appreciate that they made it Cody's moment. I would have loved to see them pan, just like last year when Cody looked depressed. I would have loved a pan shot of Roman crying with Heyman and The Rock pissed. like looking at Roman just like pissed. Like,
They
how could
should've-
you do this,
They
Roman?
should have for a
That would have
second.
been amazing.
They should have for a second. It looked like The Rock was pissed at Roman, but like it was only
Yeah,
for
they-
like a split second. I wish they
Like
would
a
have
split second.
I wish they
kept
would have
it,
shown
yeah.
Roman like upset, and then like Michael Cole talking about how like let's give our acknowledgement to our tribal chief and like say, you know.
Well, I
And then
love
he, like,
when Corey was like, "What does this mean for the bloodline?" Michael Cole's like, "Who gives a damn?"
Hell yeah. I was like, yes. Agreed. We can worry about that shit on Raw. This is Cody's moment. Let him enjoy his fucking night.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Solo does, and he put it into action on Friday.
To Tama Tonga.
All right, we're an hour 40 into this. I texted you guys we only got to make this an hour, but I guess who cares?
We talk
We're making great content.
My
Who
bad.
cares?
This is what's gonna get you motherfucking views, okay?
We're getting 1,000 on this top
Yeah.
guarantee.
All right, listen. So
Hey, I've been sharing it with like my family members and like other people.
I have too. It's just no one will watch it.
Exactly.
my girlfriend watches it, so
But
No
we
one
gotta.
cares, right?
But what,
she don't know what the fuck
all
we're
right,
talking
let's
about.
end this episode. Let's let Troy and Matt go to bed. I know Matt's got a test tomorrow, and Troy.
I'm gonna go get
we
a beer.
got shit to do. But thank you
I'm off
guys,
tomorrow.
as
I'm getting a beer.
always, for joining me on this WrestleMania 40 review. Hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you on Tuesday because I will be posting my normal episode. See you guys.